extremely fun to me. And so, although at the time my education and my knowledge about it was very minimal,
Right.
it didn't take me long to gain it because it was something that I felt like I needed because I have the ability to delineate and explain these things to people outside of a textbook in a way that they can understand it.
Right, and that's true, and that's one thing people definitely get to investing in their finances. But you got to invest in your body because you only get one of them. You're not getting another body where you can get another job, another checking account, and all that. So it is very important. And then you see when someone's health is affected, it affects more than them. It affects the whole family as well. So that's definitely a good thing. So let's talk about food dependence and like with the
Okay.
stuff you learned. Tell us a little something about that and how it comes about.
Well, again, I think it all goes back into how we're taught in schools about food and how when I was in school, there was a pyramid.
You're right, right.
That's yeah, and although I can't remember exactly how the pyramids looked because it's probably changed 5 or 6 times
You're
since then,
right.
but essentially that was all that we learned about nutrition. Is these are the things that we wanted to eat, and I truly believe that those things were put in those textbooks because those were the things with the biggest blocks were the things that the nation could supply. They were
Right.
in abundance.
Yeah.
They were available. They were available to everybody. So let's tell them these are the most important things. They'll go out and get them because they can afford those things. And it all it did is generation after generation we became dependent on certain things. So right now I think about things like sugar and
Uh-huh.
fat.
Right.
Most people don't realize the day to day things that they ingest, how much sugar is in it.
Right.
And, the average person should only be taking in, between 25 and 35 grams of sugar a day. And so when I talk to people and I start talking about things like sugar, they say, well, I don't drink soda.
Uh-huh.
All I drink is like sweet tea and I'll drink juice and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And the first thing I do is I say, okay, well, grab that bottle of juice
Yeah.
that
Look
you
at
that
that
you
label.
that you drink 2 or 3 times a day,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll see that even though it's fruit juice, it can be 100% fruit juice, but that fruit has natural sugar in it as well. They're looking at 45 to sometimes 60 grams of sugar in that one bottle, and they're telling me they drink 2 or 3 of those a day.
Oh yeah,
And
it adds
so,
up.
yeah, it adds up, and then at some point, your body's going to crave it.
Mm.
And not many people are drinking primarily water like
Right.
throughout the day. 95% of their liquids being water, and that alone will help to cut out all of that excess fat that we're accumulating. Because at the end of the day, it's calories in versus calories out.
Right.
And if you have a sedentary job where you're sitting in front of a computer, or you work from home and you're not moving around much, but yet you're taking in 2,500 calories, which may be the recommended for the average American. But if the average American is working at a job where they're mobile or maybe in a factory, they're burning off those 2,500 calories where you're taking them in. You're sitting there, and it's creating that problem. Uh, and you talk about food dependency. All it is once your body craves it, it's going to ask for it, and whether you realize it or not,
Uh-huh.
you can tell yourself, I'm not going to drink this today, and then you'll find yourself inadvertently eating a Snickers bar because you cut out that fruit juice, but your body still wants that sugar. So you're finding different ways to still get it in because your body's dependent on it.
Right, right. So how do we break free from that? Like I know it's gonna take a lot of discipline. What would you suggest some things you can do? Because most of us we depending on, like you said, the stuff we drink, some of the stuff we eat. We don't. A lot of people don't even read the labels or understand them. How it kind of breaks down in servings too, because it might be like, yeah, this is 10 grams, but that's one serving and it's 4 servings in the thing. So what would be some
Man,
suggestions?
yeah, that's definitely a good point that you make. Reading the labels, knowledge is power.
Right.
So just reading the labels in and of itself will make you aware of what you're putting in your body. And even if you're not as disciplined as the next person,
Hmm.
just knowing will help you scale back a little bit. And we're all victim of it. And I'll tell you something that happened to me last night. My wife and daughter had gone to sleep, and my daughter had some juices,
Hmm.
little juices that were in the refrigerator, and I indulged. And as soon as I finished drinking it, I was like, I wonder how much sugar is in this. And I looked, 30 grams of sugar, and I
Wow.
drank that at 10:30 at night, right before I'm going to bed. And that's just something that we have to get away from. But the the fastest way to get yourself your body from being dependent on it is going to be a detox.
Okay.
So there's a number, and I'm not an expert at which one's the best one, but there's a number of detoxes that you can do that are natural. I go to either Target or Kroger's or any grocery store, and if
Mm-hmm.
you go to the tea section, they'll have a lot of herbal teas, and some of them will be detox teas.
Okay.
If you happen to be part of a gym or a health club that has a sauna or steam room, going in there and getting all those toxins out of your body, that'll help. One way that you can do it at home if you don't have access to the steam room or the sauna is taking a bath in water as hot as you can get it.
Okay.
You want to put in 1 cup of Epsom salt,
Oh, one
but
cup.
you also want to put in half a cup of baking soda.
Okay.
Now the reason why you're putting that baking soda is the water's going to be so hot that it's going to open up your pores. That Epsom salt is going to help to draw all the toxins out of your body. But if you just sat in that water, the toxins